Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Morey from the Performance Lab of California, and we're here to do another breakdown here today on Jereem Richards. Um, Sprinter does more of like a 200 meter, more of a long distance guy, 200 meter, 400 meter. Here he's racing Christian Coleman. We'll get right into the breakdown. We're going to go into, and he actually ends up being Christian Coleman here. What are the goods, what are the bads, and how he can improve. So, I'd say, I mean, for a lot of guys that are more of the distance guys, you could tell that they don't put as much time and energy into the start. I mean, he has a good start, but not a great start. You could see big step off to the side there as he's getting out, and then this step here is a little bit inefficient just because that foot kind of wobbles out to the side. You can see how Christian Coleman does a good job of keeping everything nice and centered, nice and underneath him. And then he goes back to the next step where he does a better job with that left leg, kind of driving it up there and gets kind of some lateral movement in the leg, which is what you want to do as you're starting. Then go back onto the right side. Does a little bit better job here of getting some lateral movement, starts to get going, but you can tell that like Christian Coleman, how he gets out is a lot more effective and efficient in his get out and starting the race. But we'll watch why Jereem Richards has an advantage when it comes to top end speed. So once Jereem Richards gets going, he does a good job of controlling those arms. So you can tell he uses a lot of momentum in his spine and his core to get going. Notice how he's moving a lot side to side within those arms right there. As is Christian Coleman. Christian Coleman just a lot more compact and is really able to control his spine range of motion a lot better. So now we'll see Jereem gets around the curve here, and really his ability to get around the curve is super effective and super efficient, and really one of his big strengths. So notice as he's getting around here, how well they're. I mean, really, all these guys are able to maintain such a high-end speed while coming around a curve, right? They're coming around, and really what they're doing is they're trying to maintain a pretty upright position in the spine. They don't want to end up going and leaning too far over or too far forward. It ends up being almost to control it, they want to be able to be a little bit more upright. And what that does, that makes it so you have more lateral control of the pelvis. When you're more upright, that's why when you're squatting and stuff, you could always tell how good people are at moving kind of side to side by how they're able to control their spine when they're squatting. So, being able to keep your spine fairly upright while running at a very high speed is really what's the key to make it so you can maintain a high speed when you're sprinting. So as he gets around, I think what really is cool about Jereem here is notice as he comes around the curve here, and he does this in really all of his videos, how he does a great job of getting around and then really opening up. So as soon as he gets around, you'll see a big change in his height right about here. Now watch how right here is when he's going to start to really change his height in terms of where his head's at. Now he's really trying to open up and keep everything nice and tall, and this helps him in doing a better job of getting more flexion in his knees, so making it so he drives those knees up in front of him a little bit better, because usually this is one of his issues. I think he has great ability to get extension and kind of pull back in his legs. He kind of lacks that ability to get really good knee flexion, especially early on, and then also as he's going around the curves. But his biggest strength is definitely his extension, and also a huge strength is his arms, and how well he's able to generate a lot of force out of his arms. He does a great job of keeping his height so efficient in terms of he's not bouncing up and down and he's running. His head height becomes very effective, very smooth as he's going, and that's what makes it so he's able to really accelerate and beat these guys and really pretty easily pass both those guys in as he runs the 20.1. He doesn't set any records there, but definitely very effective overall sprinter. So now we'll go to this one. There we go. So this study's getting around. This is a 400 here. 400 relay. So notice how he gets going, and when he's running, notice how his extension, so he doesn't do, and usually the longer sprinters, they don't get as much hip flexion, again, like we talked about before. It doesn't get that knee as high. The 100-meter guys, it's very, very important to be able to get that knee all the way up. The issue with doing that for a long period of time is that it actually wears out on you. So you have to be able to have great endurance to be able to get that knee height for 400 meters. That's a challenge. So he doesn't get his knees as high, but look at how effective he is at keeping that knee straight and then driving through and really not losing any height in his head, and also not losing much bend in his knees as he's running. So that's what makes it look so smooth, is when he's landing with his legs basically straight, but he's still able to get a large amount of push off, because you have to be able to grate a lot of force in order for you to be an effective sprinter here. So being able to push off here, boom, is just saying that he has a tremendous amount of ankle strength and calf strength, and being able to push off and create a lot of momentum there. And then also he does a great job of creating vertical force within his arm joint as well as he's pushing up. Notice how he drives up there, and then after he drives up with his shoulders, boom, now he's going to push off with his lower body. So that's and that's the concept that we've been talking about for about a month now. That's very, very important, and look how well he syncs it all up. So it's coming through and really getting a great job of getting arm height and kind of keeping himself light on his feet, and then pushing off and using that force to then propel him forward, and then going right into the next step. Oh, actually, I wanted to show you something real quick with the Christian Coleman thing. So what is great about this is, notice as he gets going, so we'll go about right here, notice that how the turnover to stride length ratio is impacted. So right here, it looks like Christian Coleman's a little bit behind. They're about even, right? But his foot is touching here a little bit before Jereem Richards is, and then he goes and he turns over so fast, so now he gets another foot down before Jereem Richards even gets that foot down, right? And then before he even, or as he's about to push off right there, now Christian Coleman's getting another foot down. And so the point is that Christian Coleman is going a lot faster. He's actually has more effective turnover here. But what Jereem Richards is able to do is maintain a very good stride length with really not very much effort. And that's why like the 4x4 is really a great race for him, is because he's so efficient in his movement and his stride that once he gets going, he's just able to just open up and almost effortlessly maintain such a high speed, which is obviously super crucial if you're talking about such a long race. And so yeah, for any of the distance runners out there, this is a very, very important breakdown to understand how you can become more efficient. I'd just say try to limit getting as much hip flexion, really try to maximize your ability to land with a pretty straight knee and still create force out of a straight knee. And that requires a lot of strength in your calves, as well as a great ability to be light on your feet, which is that has to do a lot with your calf and ankles as well, but it also has to do with your shoulders and your arms and how you're swinging your arms. And so the combination that really makes a big difference in overall ability to perform. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and reach out to me. My email is Morey, M-O-R-E-Y, @yourperformancelab.com. If you have any, or if you want to learn a little bit more about the sprint and how you can be more effective in the sprint, you can download our free ebook, Everything You Need to Know About the Sprint, Everything You Need to Know to Get Faster. Or you could also check out our 12-week online speed program, very, very in-depth into your mechanics and how you can improve on your mechanics, and also gives an in-depth look into exercises and what you can do to develop more strength there. So definitely a great tool, definitely a great option. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll talk to you soon.